Hey there, and welcome to Authentically ADHD. I'm your host, Carmen, and I am so glad that you're here. This is a podcast where we get real about ADHD. No filters, no judgment, a safe space to explore and learn and grow. If you're here, it's because you want to take a deep dive into the world of ADHD, and trust me, we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. Now, you're probably wondering, why did I start this podcast? Well, in true ADHD fashion, it all started very impulsively. One day, I thought, I should start a podcast, especially with all this paperwork that I have and all these notes that I have trying to understand my own ADHD. And the next thing I knew, here I am, sharing thoughts with you. I don't know, 200, 100 episodes later? I don't know. I lose track of time. I'm time blind. Are you? Anyways, when you have ADHD, ideas come fast, and sometimes you just gotta roll with them. Honestly, this podcast was born out of my passion for understanding ADHD in a deeper way with the newest research. You see, pills don't teach skills. That's something I've learned over the years. Medication can help, and it's a great tool to use, but true growth, that comes from knowledge, understanding, and actionable skills. And so that's what I want to share with you. Research-backed insights, practical tips, and lived experiences of someone who's been there. Now, a little bit about me. I'm not just a host of this podcast. I'm also an early childhood special education teacher, which means I've spent years understanding how children learn, grow, and thrive in ways that work for them, especially when they're neurodiverse. And I'm also a certified life and performance coach, guiding people to unlock their full potential in both their personal and professional lives. But here's the thing that makes me a little different. I'm also a late diagnosed ADHDer. And on top of that, I self-identify as being on the autism spectrum. So when I talk about ADHD, it's not just from a professional perspective, it's from lived experience, because I get it. I know what it's like to feel like your brain is running at full speed while everyone else is moving at a different pace, and you have instructions that are in Japanese and upside down, and everybody else got them in their own language. Throughout this podcast, I'll share all kinds of insights about navigating life with ADHD, from the everyday struggles to the strengths that we can celebrate. We'll talk about everything from time management to relationships to self-advocacy, and all about how to live authentically in a world that often asks us to be anything but. Whether you have ADHD yourself or you want to understand it better, you are in the right place. So, let's get started. Hi, this is a disclaimer that I am a early childhood special education teacher. I am a certified life and performance coach, and I am a podcaster. All right, I am not a medical doctor, and none of this information should be used in supplement of a medical professional and or therapy. Hey there. If you're looking for a game changer in managing your ADHD, let me tell you about something that's made a huge impact on my life. Focused, the adult ADHD group coaching program by Kristen Carter. This isn't just another program. It's a community. It's a roadmap. It's a lifeline for adults with ADHD who want to thrive. Inside of Focus, you'll find weekly coaching calls with Kristen packed with actionable insights, a supportive community of adults who get it. They get what it's like to live with ADHD. You'll get tools and strategies that actually work for our brains. No fluff, just real results. I've been a part of Focused for over a year, and let me tell you, it's where I've learned so much of what I share with you on Authentically ADHD. It's been a game changer for me, and I think it could be for you too. And here's the best part. If you use my link to join, we both save money. It's a win-win. So if you've been looking for the right ADHD support, this is your sign to check it out. Head to the link in my show notes to learn more and sign up. Let's thrive together with tools and support that we need to succeed. Are you also loving what we're doing on Authentically ADHD but want to take your experience to the next level? Well, I have got something for you. Introducing the Authentically ADHD Patreon, your VIP pass to the ultimate ADHD support hub. As a Patreon member, you'll unlock exclusive perks like early access to every single episode, hear it before anyone else does, a treasure trove of resources that I've made, tools, guides, and worksheets to help you thrive in everyday aspects of life, direct coaching opportunities with me designed to help you harness your ADHD powers, and the cherry on top, an incredible community of like-minded individuals who just get it. You're not alone on this journey, and together we can be unstoppable. By joining Patreon, you're not just supporting the podcast, you're fueling a movement. Together, we're breaking stigmas, embracing authenticity, and creating a world where ADHD is seen as a strength and not just a struggle. So what are you waiting for? Head over to patreon.com/authenticallyADHD and join the family today. Let's keep growing, thriving, and showing up authentically together. Hope to see you over there. Back to the show. Hey there, my friend, and welcome to a bonus episode of Authentically ADHD. We are here for a specific reason, and that is to chat a little bit about why it is easier for ADHDers to fall into toxic relationships. And we're going to talk a little bit about, how that love on a roller coaster can be sometimes a little bit unhealthy and sometimes a lot unhealthy. So today we're going on a journey of the ADHD guide to spotting toxic partners. So I'm going to start with kind of a metaphor type thing. So picture this. You are on the wildest roller coaster of your life. Dizzying heights, sudden drops, and your heart racing. For many of us with ADHD, early romance can feel like that. Our brains light up with excitement and novelty, but those same traits can make us passionate. They can also leave us vulnerable to toxic relationships. Research shows that adults with ADHD often report childhood trauma and have brains that crave dopamine in higher doses. That means that the drama of a turbulent partner might feel familiar or even thrilling. Dr. Gabor Mate puts it this way. People unconsciously choose each other with an unerring instinct. So for partners who mirror their own unresolved anxieties and pains, sometimes it doesn't even have to happen that way. But in plain terms, ADHD traits plus past stresses can set us up for danger if we're not careful. So today, we're going to peel back the curtain on why ADHD brains are wired to overlook those red flags and how to recognize and escape toxic dynamics with a dose of neuroscience, expert insight, and personal insight. Because I personally am a survivor of an emotional and abusive, narcissistic ex-partner. And I want to get the word out there because I have helped a couple of friends now get out of relationships that they didn't realize were toxic, or they realized they weren't happy, but they didn't realize what was really going on and how nothing would ever change. So let's start with impulsivity and novelty seeking. For somebody with ADHD, new romance can be almost intoxicating, right? We crave excitement, and a high-energy partner delivers that. As ADHD experts explain, ADHD often means higher impulsivity and constant novelty seeking. In one study's takeaways, ADHD can cause increased impulsivity and novelty seeking behavior, like constantly looking for new and exciting experiences. In practice, that might mean that you often look like you are rushing headlong into a relationship without waiting to see any of the red flags. Now, Dr. Edward Hallowell, switching to something new at the first hint of dullness, that's where he goes with it. He describes it as how a person with ADHD seldom feels bored because we fill that boredom with something else. Now, when a toxic partner offers a rush of drama, extreme highs like bombarding you with affection, aka love bombing, followed by sharp criticisms, and then gaslighting you, your ADHD brain gets dopamine hits at every twist and turn, but also they are getting twisty-turny because of the fact that our misunderstandings of the gaslighting really make it feel like it's our fault. We can't see the other side. And then those dopamine spikes can feel like love, making chaos seem exciting instead of dangerous. That's the problem here, friends. We interpret it, our brains interpret it as exciting and good, not dangerous and bad. For example, imagine texting back instantly without even thinking, even when something feels off, or jumping into serious commitments with someone who's shown controlling behavior simply because the initial chemistry is overwhelming, or simply because you're going along with society's standards. This is ADHD impulsivity and thrill-seeking at work. We're more likely to mistake high drama for passion. But remember, healthy relationships can be dynamic too, with steady excitement that builds trust, not tension. As one attitude expert notes, treating your ADHD through therapy, medication, and or coaching can diminish the craving for those unhealthy dopamine hits, helping you choose more stable love over those wild rides. I can personally say that going through trauma therapy for 6 months to a year now has definitely helped me with identifying red flags in people, whether I am looking to get into a relationship with them or not. Because we can hyperfocus, but on the wrong partners. It's no secret, we can intensely fixate on a new crush. In ADHD terms, this is hyperfocus, pouring all of our attention into one person early in the romance. That means calling, texting, planning every detail together in a way that feels magical. But there's a catch. As attitude editors point out, people with ADHD feel emotions intensely and might hyperfocus on their partner, especially at the outset of a new, exciting relationship. In practice, we hang on to every word they say, overlook the snide comments, and rewrite our own friends' concerns as jealousy or misunderstanding or not knowing the whole story. For instance, imagine for the first few weeks with your new partner, your ADHD brain is 100% engaged. They text, reply, you reply lightning fast, they cancel plans unexpectedly, and you shrug it off because you're just so grateful to have their attention at all. That hyperfocus can literally blind us to manipulation. And during that blindness, we can definitely get caught in the beginnings of the web of the cycle of narcissistic abuse, where we are love bombed and we are given all this attention and affection. Then we are treated unfairly, and then we are gaslit, and then we are discarded, and then it goes around and around again. We might stay up all night chatting about all of our life story, their life story, our life stories, even the parts that don't add up, or that excuse their mood swings because we're convinced that this time they really get us. In short, hyperfocus makes us all in right away, way too soon. And unfortunately, that's exactly what a toxic partner is wanting. The downside, once the infatuation fades, the problem is you missed and you can hit hard. So then, there's emotional regulation and rejection sensitivity. If a romance hits a rough patch, ADHD brains react strongly, incredibly strongly, okay? Many of us experience big emotions and mood swings that non-ADHD folks don't. This is not by accident. Researchers like Dr. Russell Barkley show that emotional impulsiveness and deficit emotional self-regulation are integral to ADHD. In plain terms, we can swing from 0 to 100 very easily. One ADHD expert put it simply: many adults with ADHD experience big emotions, and such intense emotions can easily destabilize even the strongest partnerships. You might cry for hours over a forgotten text or erupt in anger after you felt left out or lonely. On top of that, ADHD comes along with something called rejection sensitivity. This means that even by the slightest perception of rejection or criticism, it's emotional pain that's so intense, it's basically physical. Even a partner's mild critique might feel like a punch to the gut. Picture this: your partner says, maybe you should try to be on time a little bit more. Suddenly you're convinced that they're plotting to dump you because you're late all the time. And that fear triggers panic, and you obsess over what you did wrong all night. Rejection sensitivity can make us paranoid about losing someone even if they haven't shown real signs of leaving. As one therapist explains, this leads to some of us to overreact or interpret neutral acts as intentional hurt. The result? Emotional turmoil in the relationship. You may push back fiercely, cry uncontrollably, or withdraw completely, depending on the day. And a toxic partner often intentionally amplifies this. It's known as reactive abuse, meaning they will continue to push you and continue to make those emotions more tumultuous so that you feel worse. A small critique from them can send you spiraling, which then they can dismiss as irrational and call you crazy. Meanwhile, your inability to regulate means that you keep doing exactly what angers you or makes you sad. Add children or anything else into this mix, and you are headed for a really, really bad time. Over time, the ups and the downs leave you feeling drained, exhausted, and literally doubting your own sanity. Next up, we are talking about boundaries, low self-trust, and fear of abandonment, misinterpreting social cues, and of course, ending with some tips on how to spot the red flags to feel more empowered. But first, a word from our sponsor. Hey there, my ADHD tribe. I have an offer for you. Do you ever feel like you're constantly juggling, but somehow always dropping the ball? You're not alone. We've all been there. I struggle still to manage time, stay organized, and to keep track of the never-ending to-do list. I'm Carmen, and I get it. Trust me, that's why I have created Thriving Authentically with ADHD, Executive Functions and Coping Strategies. It's a course designed to help you take control of your ADHD brain instead of letting it control you. But here's the kicker. It's not just a course. It's a journey. For only $25, you'll get access to about 3 hours of exclusive ADHD-friendly content that breaks down the executive functions in simple terms and explains why your ADHD brain works in the way that it does. And most executive functions, most importantly, it'll teach you practical, research-backed coping strategies that you can start using today. From working memory struggles to time blindness to emotional regulation, we cover it all. Plus, you'll get a workbook in your email packed with interactive exercises to help you reflect on your own ADHD journey, track your progress, and apply what you've learned at your own pace. But that's not all. You also will get 2 personalized coaching sessions where we can dive into your specific challenges and create strategies that work for you. No more one-size-fits-all solutions, just real, authentic, tailored support. And the best part, you get all this for just $25. That's less than a cost of a meal out. Plus, with my proven strategies, you can start improving your executive function skills in no time. Imagine finally understanding your ADHD brain and learning how to thrive and not just survive. Don't wait too long. The spots are limited. Sign up today and let's get started on your journey to thriving authentically with ADHD. So, next up, executive dysfunction and boundaries. Another hard ADHD truth, our executive functioning, planning, organizing, self-control, they can all be a major challenge. And in relationships, this often shows up as forgiving and forgetting when we shouldn't. We struggle to keep track of agreed upon boundaries. If our partner sets a rule and then crosses it, we might not recall our agreement clearly, or impulsivity makes us give in. We might be hyper-organized about work, but completely miss that we promised to stay home for the night. According to relationship researchers, the ADHD symptoms that commonly impact love include inattention, forgetfulness, impulsivity, disorganization, and emotional dysregulation. These can make our partners feel like we're unreliable or distracted, even if we're not trying to be, or that we overreact or that we are somehow dramatic. For example, you might forget to call back, miss important dates, or say something impulsive without meaning to. In a toxic dynamic, an abusive partner might use this flakiness as more fuel to their fire. You never care about me, and you have never cared about me. They might snap, and then you believe it. Then you take that in, and you feel shame. If you've already agreed upon a boundary, then your executive funk sets in, you slip, and they use that slip up against you. Imagine a scenario. Your partner says you're not allowed to have certain friends, but because you forgot the rule, you slip into a group chat. They find out, and because they are in your business all the time, they, find out, they read the text on your phone, and they accuse you of betrayal. You try to organize a simple date night to save the peace, but you overcommit and then drop the ball, and each mistake feeds into a narrative that you are the unreliable one. In reality, ADHD makes it hard to maintain consistency, and a toxic partner will exploit every mistake and every mix-up that we have. Then comes the most important one, in my opinion, which is low self-trust and fear of abandonment. After so many mistakes and misunderstandings, our self-trust can plummet. Literally, being in a relationship that is toxic or that is abusive, emotionally, physically, whatever it is, any abuse is emotional first. If it's physical, if it's manipulation, whatever it is after that, you're always getting abused emotionally first, which means your self-trust and your identity is being corroded away to nothing. We can start to self-doubt our own instincts. If every relationship feels doomed to everyone, or everyone seems angry at us all the time, we eventually think there must be something wrong with me or what I do. And that's a dangerous trap, because people with ADHD often develop a deep-seated fear of abandonment, a terror that if we speak up or if we leave, we really will end up alone. This fear is fueled by a history of feeling rejected or criticized, or even trauma early in life. Dr. Mate his insight is revealing here. It says, couples choose each other with an unerring instinct for finding Couples choose each other with an unerring instinct for finding the very person who will exactly match their own level of unconscious anxieties and mirror their own dysfunctions. In other words, we often unconsciously pick partners who resonate with our own pain. If you grew up feeling dismissed or unsafe, you might be drawn to someone who keeps you just as anxious enough to feel something. Once in that relationship, the fear of losing them can become paralyzing. You worry that no one else will will put up with you because you're just so terrible and so miserable. So you stay and ignore the issues. You pretend that everything's okay. And this matches what many therapists see. ADHDers, already vulnerable after feeling misunderstood for years, often fear that demanding respect means losing love, and it doesn't. On top of that, people with ADHD frequently have low self-esteem because of a lifetime of you're late, you forgot, you didn't finish, etc. Dr. Ari Tuckman and others note that ADHD can come hand in hand with low confidence and a negative self-talk that combines with rejection sensitivity. Any threat of breakup feels like confirmation that you're worthless. A toxic partner can pick up on this, and they may say, if you left, you'd be alone forever. I am the one that knows you better than anyone else, and no one will love you like me. Or they may even gaslight you into thinking that you are the problem. But we're vulnerable to believing them. Here's another twist. ADHD can make social cues super tricky. Many of us are extremely empathetic and assume that most people are good. At the same time, we can be so distracted that subtle manipulations fly under our radar. A partner that might gaslight. You imagine that. I never said that. Or shift the blame and we miss or excuse it because we rationalize their behavior as he's just stressed and I forgot because I have ADHD. When an outsider sees it as abuse. Sadly, this combination, empathy plus distractibility and forgetfulness, can make us targets for manipulation. A toxic partner counts on us missing their red flags, and often we do. For example, they love bomb you. You're perfect one day, and then slam you. You're absolutely crazy the next. Your ADHD impulses might focus only on the highs and forget the lows until it hits you like a ton of bricks. If your partner hints at being jealous or controlling, you may interpret it as passionate love instead of a warning sign. And this isn't your fault. It's how ADHD can paint a rosier picture in the moment. The key is to learn the difference between passion and poison. Luckily, that's what we're going to do next. Let's pull this all together with some practical steps. Here's the good news. Knowing these patterns is the first step to breaking them. And here are some red flags to watch out for, especially if you have ADHD. Number 1, love bombing and devaluation. If someone showers you with affection one moment and dismisses you the next, that intense cycle is toxic drama, not true intimacy. Number 2, gaslighting. If you constantly feel confused or like you're actually crazy about reality, that one's a major red flag. ADHD brains already second guess ourselves, so please don't let someone else add fuel to that. It is hard enough when you're gaslighting yourself and you're confused about your own reality and someone else is trying to convince you that you're confused of your reality. Yeah, I consider that abuse on one of the highest levels. Number 3, disrespecting boundaries. If your no or your limits are ignored or mocked or pushed until you say yes, that partner is not respecting you. That's abuse. It's not just a quirk. Literally, period, mic drop, it's abuse. Next one, consistent disrespect. Small insidious things, rolling of eyes, insults, taking you for granted, it all adds up. ADHD people might brush things off, but ask yourself, how would you feel if a friend said that they were going through these things? And last but not least, excessive drama. An ongoing soap opera of breakup and makeup or fight and then makeup is not love. It's a literal manipulation cycle. Your brain might crave the adrenaline, but it's super unhealthy, and like we touched on before, it can erode your self-worth, your identity, and your self-trust. Guys, knowledge is power. As one Attitude article recommends, recognize the signs early and treat your ADHD. With coaching, therapy, medication, or all three, managing your ADHD symptoms can help clear the fog. You'll have a better partner or better impulse control, greater emotional balance, and a more realistic view of your partner. Also, remember, you deserve consistency and respect. It's okay to set boundaries and stick to them. Practice saying no in low-stakes situations so that it's easier when it counts. If you notice your anxious ADHD brain is saying things like, if I leave, I'll never find anyone else, or I'm too crazy, no one else will love me, remember the facts. Some relationships truly are meant to last a season, and letting go is not a failure. As one expert bluntly puts it, leaving doesn't mean you wasted time. Leaving is always an option. Empower yourself by remembering that, and the right person will value your kindness and passion, not exploit it. In closing, ADHD gives us wonderful strengths that we can hold on to and harness if we are gifted with them, but it also comes with vulnerabilities in the love department. So, by educating ourselves about how our brains work, listening to experts and sharing our experiences, speak that shame out loud, my friend. That's the way we kill it. We can spot toxic patterns before they take hold. You are worthy of a healthy and respectful love. Keep your eyes and heart open. Trust your gut, and never forget, you're not alone on this journey. That's all I have for now. I really, really hope that you enjoyed this bonus episode of Authentically ADHD. Stay authentic, my friends, and we will talk soon.